Welcome back. So we were talking about assertiveness. Assertiveness is our ability to express our thoughts, emotions, and our beliefs openly without getting aggressive or submissive. I would like to clarify one thing here, that I'm using bullying to explain assertiveness because it clarifies very well the contrast between the two extreme behaviors. But it's important to remember that it's only one example where a lack of assertiveness can end up in two extreme behaviors. And it's also important to remember that each bullying experience is unique. I'm only generalizing because it helps us understand the concepts in a better way. So assertiveness is basically just like our backbone. Our backbone helps us stand up for ourselves and by ourselves without any external support. In the same way, assertiveness helps us stand up for ourselves, speak up our minds, but also having a respect towards the point of view of the other person. So there are three important components of assertiveness. The first one is to express your thoughts, your feelings, emotions. The second component is doing it openly even if you feel there is a risk involved in the situation. And the third component is doing all this without getting aggressive or submissive. There are three important factors that are closely related to assertiveness and without which it becomes a bit difficult for us to practice assertiveness. These three factors are empathy, courage, and the ability to listen actively. To explain this, I will come back to the phenomena of bullying. In this imbalanced relationship, the aggressive person, the bully, is only interested in getting his or her point through by force without considering the point of view of the other person. This points towards a severe lack of empathy. On the other hand, the submissive person, the victim, lacks courage severely and cannot stand up for oneself and chooses to take all the abuse and aggression silently rather than expressing emotion over the situation. As for active listening, when you are assertive, you do listen actively to the point of view of the other person and you do respect that point of view as your own, but you do not necessarily get influenced or colored by the opinions of the other person. So you are able to maintain your own independent opinion until you find an argument compelling enough to change your original opinion. And you do not change it just because you feel forced or pressurized to do so. Assertiveness helps us define boundaries for people around us so that they can know when they are crossing the lines into our personal and private sphere. When we are being passive or passive aggressive and we try to keep our emotions within ourselves, we avoid conflict and argument momentarily. But since the fumes created in our mind do not vent, they keep accumulating in ourselves within our mind, and at some point we explode like a pressure cooker over the smallest incidents that apparently have no significance. On the contrary, when we choose to be assertive, it might be a little bit difficult for us in the beginning. The reason is that in order to be assertive in a difficult situation, the first thing we have to do is to connect with our own emotions, to find out what is exactly that is creating discomfort for us in this particular situation. Is it because we felt disrespected in any way? Is it because any of our values were compromised? Or is it because our artificially inflated ego was hurt in any way? All this analysis requires that we do not react impulsively in the situation, but rather take a moment to take our internal temperature and connect to our emotions and find out what is going on. This is where our practice of emotional self-awareness is extremely important and becomes handy to create this awareness. The next step is to decide how to react in the situation so that we do speak our minds, so that we do express our emotion, but we can also maintain respect for the point of view of the other person. After going through a practice of assertiveness, it gradually becomes easier for us to hold back our impulsive reaction, to express our inner thoughts, and do it while maintaining respect both for ourselves and for the other person that we are in argument with. If you have any questions or you want to know more about assertiveness and build up a practice of assertiveness, you are most welcome to contact me on the information in the description box. Until next time, take care.